Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, the main event here. And as you can see from the title and thumbnail, we got a 2-for-1 special today because I kind of didn't know which one of these I wanted to go over next. So I figured why not both as my thank you to you guys for the support on the previous videos. We're gonna go over Iron Moth and Iron Hands. We're gonna go over Iron Moth first. I will timestamp when the Iron Hand stuff starts if that's the mon you clicked on this for. So let's go ahead and get right into it like we normally do. I should have actually not been on this first set when I started recording, but whatever, spoiler alert. But we're going to start how we always do by comparing the typings and the rest of the stats. So Iron Moth is Future Volcarona. Volcarona is Bug Fire. Bug makes any typing a little bit weaker, makes you like 4 times weak to rock. It takes away your fire resist and makes it like fire neutral. Bug's just kind of terrible in overall. Poison is not that much better. It's like they could have just give this thing like fire flying. I mean, yeah, you're still weak to rock, but like then you're immune to ground. But poison has like its niches, I guess that you could say. As it hits grass types and it hits fairy types. So there are some uses for the typing. For the stats, it has original Volk has a little bit more HP. It has less attack, but the attack stat doesn't matter either one. It has a little bit more defense. But the Future Volk has more special attack, more special defense, and more speed, which is going to be important. So going to the first stat, very standard set. Heat Wave, Energy Ball, Overheat are your moves. Heat Wave is one of the best fire type moves because it can inflict the burn. It's good spread damage. You do good damage to both opponents with Heat Wave. Yeah, it can miss, but it's very unlikely that you'll miss both targets. So it's a good move overall. Energy Ball is going to be your grass Terra move because grass is a Terra type for this, as you can see. Energy Ball is 90 base power and it can lower the target special defense. But if you go to like Terra Blast, it doesn't have any of that and it's 10 points weaker. So I just think Energy Ball is a better choice for your Terra Grass. Also, Terra Grass gets rid of your ground type 4 times weakness and it becomes a resist. So you can potentially live some ground type moves. I do have a set that can kind of help out with that a little bit later as well. But yeah, you could potentially live some ground type moves. But this is actually mostly for water because ground type is so strong. We'll probably just blow through this set anyway. If you get hit by a ground type move with your defense stat and with your low defense, you might survive, but chances are you're probably gonna die anyway. But this is more for like water type Pokemon. You can hit them with you can resist the water type stabs, which are typically special, such as what's the mon called? Iron Bundle, which has really strong water stab. With your special defense and your grass resistance, you'll live a lot more than you will not against a mon like that. Or all the time, I would say, really. Overheat, it's not very accurate, but 90 is not bad, and it gives you a really big fire type stab if you're single targeting something down, and since both moves are accurate, or if you need to pick up a late KO, you're not sure if you can pick it up with Heat Wave or Energy Ball. Overheat will get the job done for you if it lands. So I do like Overheat here. As far as the stat spread, it is going to be max speed, max special attack. The reason it's max special attack is so you can get the booster energy boost on special attack. So you get that extra stage of increase. Well, not extra stage, it's 1 times 3. So it's like a life 4 boost without the life 4 recoil, right? So that's actually pretty nice. So you get that boost on all your stabs. So Overheat is really going to be hurting stuff. Energy Ball, Heat Wave is really going to be hurting things. And the reason you're not going for the speed stab here is because at 110 at max speed as it stands, you're going to outspeed most of the format. And even with the booster energy speed boost, you're not going to outspeed the other fast mons because most of those mons are also holding booster energy. Iron Bundle, Flutter Mane typically are also going to be holding that booster energy. So you don't really need it, I would say. And then other mons that are really fast, like Cien Pao or Chien Pao, is much faster than you are, but it's a ice and dark type. So I feel like because you resist the ice type stabs, you don't have to worry about stuff like that as much. So I think it's safe to just go max speed and outspeed everything under the base 110 and then get the special attack boost. If you guys want to do something different, that you can. These sets are not me giving commands; they're giving suggestions. You guys can change them up as your playstyle sees fit. So if you want to go a little bit lower on this, actually go a lot lower because you have to go lower on your special attack just to make it fit. So you, goodness, how much lower do you got to go? So yeah, you got to sacrifice a lot. You got to get down to 132, which is fine if you want to do that, but I think this is fine. So the next set, these sets are probably gonna be a little bit similar, with some small changes on each. So this is more like a flying set, Terra Blast flying. Now with this, your ground, you don't get hit by ground types at all, right? So now the ground types can't even touch you. You can heat wave them back. You can Terra flying them. You can hit grass types with both moves. You can even hit fighting types with Terra flying. You still have a weakness to rock types, but you had that before with Terra with fire, so that's not really a big change. Not to mention, I think with rock types, their moves like rock sliding and spread damage is not as threatening as like ground types are. Stone Edge can miss. Rock Blast needs to hit you a few times, so it's ground type definitely more threatening with like Earthquake, Stomping Tantrum, Bulldoze, Terra Ground. Protect, just to protect yourself. Boost your energy. This actually, I'll get to that after. Whirlwind, I think, is a nice little tech to add on to this, because it forces the user, the opponent that gets hit with the whirlwind, to switch to a random ally. So, what's the best thing to do with this is like stopping trick room teams, especially like Ferafric trick room teams, which don't allow like priority taunts, or ones that want to fake out your partner. So, there's a fake out using the other team, and you have a taunter on the field or something that looks like a taunter, it's very likely that that mine is going to be faked out first. So you can potentially whirlwind the trick room setter out and stop trick room that way. The What do I have here? Okay, so this spread is not the right spread for this. It's actually for the next one, and I'll get to that. So I'm actually gonna erase this because this is for the next one. I was actually typing. When I was preparing these sets, I was typing it here before I put it in the next one because I wanted to make sure things worked out the way I wanted them to. So this will also just be another 252 set, because you just want the speed and the special attack, and you just want to go fast and blow stuff up. So this set has the spread. The reason we have this spread, first things first, this is going to be something that I would consider like your flood. If you needed a dedicated Flutter Mane counter on your team, like just really dedicated, this is something you could use. This would be one of the very rare times I would say you can Terra type into poison. Its poison stabs are not great, so you can Terra Blast poison and get the extra boost on it by Terra typing into it. What then happens as well, you actually lose your weakness to water. You lose your weakness to rock. Your quad ground weakness becomes a 2 times weakness, right? So, like I said, not only are you countering Fluttermane because you're special. You don't now. You lose your quad resistive fairy just for like a regular resistive fairy, but your special defense is so high, and your damage you're going to be doing to opposing fairy types with this is going to be so high as well. It's not that big of a deal in my opinion. You have Heat Wave and Overheat because your fire type stabs are going to be useful. They're going to be your most consistent forms of damage. The spread, though, is what I actually want to talk about. So the defense here, 116, plus Sugarberry, plus going from fire poison to just poison. I'll show you the spread. It actually lets you survive if you can see it on the screen. Can we see? Can I zoom that in? Oh. All right. So, there we go. There we go. That should be a little bit better for you guys. Perfect. All right. So Terra Blast Ground from Garchomp, you never die to it. If they're max speed Jolly. If they're adamant, it's another story. But they are max speed Jolly. Terra, and if they're life orb, that changes things too. But if they're just like a different item, Jolly max speed Terra Blast Ground, you will survive with that spread in that item and that Terra set. You got it takes a lot, but you can. So you could potentially get a Heat Wave off into Garchomp, take an attack, get another Heat Wave off, gives you a chance to fish for some burns, or maybe you Heat Wave it once and you overheat it the next turn. Like you have ways to kind of deal with opposing ground types with this too. Granted, like I said, this is a fairy counter, but it's ways to survive. How I put the Terra in, by the way, for the for the damage to get it right, because I don't think Showdown actually does it. I put Terra Blast Ground in the thing here. I put physical. You can't actually see it, but I put physical in there. And then I click the crit button because the crit would give you another boost that you would consider the same as the extra stab when you Terra type into yourself. So that's how I did that there, just if you wanted to test that out on Showdown for yourself. So yeah, you can survive those hits. The next set is gonna be really bad because we're getting to the back end of it. It's gonna be really bad. Not something I'd use. You could use it, but it's not great. So it's a max speed, max defense, Sugarberry again, because again you want to try to mitigate that ground damage as much as you can. Um, it's Fire Dance, Morning Sun, Helping Hand, Protect. So like it's more of a helping hand to support the opponent. Fiery Dance is an interesting move. Now this is a move that you could put on the other sets as well if you choose something more consistent, which I would not be mad at you. It is single target. The thing about this is that it raises your special attack by one. It has a 50% chance to raise your special attack by one chance, so it's not guaranteed. But potentially with a set like this, where you can like survive some hits, recover up with Morning Sun, you can get a few Fiery Dance off, and maybe get 2 or 3 boost, and then you end up hitting for a lot of damage with Fiery Dance later on after you survived a couple of hits. Or if you want to get a couple helping hands off, you can do something like that too. Again, this is not a recommend. This one isn't really even a suggestion. This is just if you like I said, a bad set. If you bored and want to try something different to what we put up here, in the more like consistent kind of competitive sets, you can go for that. But I probably won't ever try this one myself. So we're gonna get to the other mine. Before we go, if I had to put on this hoodie, which is like more of one of my springtime hoodies because I have on a green shirt, so it makes it look like, you see how I look like see-through. So yeah, I had to put something on to cover it. But let's go on to Iron Hands. Okay, this is future main interrupting past main. So I'm going to get into the Iron Hands set right now. Yes, I'm a floating head kind of, because I told you guys about the shirt. I'm gonna get to the Iron Hand set. I was looking at the video and I realized the Iron Hand sets, they're very similar because it does some things very, very well, but I have these sets where they're doing that similar stuff in different ways. But I didn't feel like I respected its move pool versatility enough. So after I go through the standard sets, which are coming up next, I have 2 bonus sets that are going to be a little bit more versatile and exploring more of its moves. So if you could be so kind as to stick around, and to the end of that, you'll see what I mean, and it won't just feel like all the standard Iron Hand sets are kind of super one note. So go ahead and continue. Iron Hands is going to have some of the bigger changes with items and sets. Well, not with the sets. The move sets are going to be very similar, but the items in these spreads will probably change a bit. So we're going to compare it to Hariyama. So Hariyama has a little bit less HP. Iron Hands has more. Hariyama has less attack. Iron Hands has 20 more. And Iron Hands has 48 extra defense points. That's actually significant. That's very, very significant. Because Hariyama just was not a beefy mon like that before. It had a lot of HP, but you could still plow through it if you had enough attack. With this, you're gonna be taking those physical hits really, really well. Really, really well. Your special defense is 60 on that, and they even beefed up its special defense a little bit, even though it's not really significant. And the speed is the same, very much the same. Thick Fat is a cool ability, and Sheer Force is good, and Guts is good. Booster Energy gives you a similar boost, so it's not that big of a difference there. So let's go into the first set, which is going to be a very standard kind of set to me. Fake Out is just good because, like I said, I play doubles mostly. If you play singles, you can get rid of this, and there are some sets you could like get away with in singles. I think in here as well. Fake Out, Wild Charge, Close Combat, Terror, Electric. I think Electric is going to be the best Terror type for just about all these sets because I don't think you want to. If you can drop the fighting weaknesses to Fairy, I think that is a plus. Fighting is a good offensive typing and you don't lose your stab, but losing that as a weakness is really good. So I think Fake Out, Wild Charge, Close Combat, Protect is a good standard set that anyone could really use. In Trick Room or out of Trick Room. Mostly you want to get this under Trick Room though, so you can try to be the fastest thing on the field or one of the fastest. You're just gonna go max HP, max attack. Very, very standard, very simple. You with the max HP stat and your high defense stat, like I said, physical stacks are not. They're just gonna bounce off this thing. You may even be able to tank some special attacks because 68, while it's not great, it's not as bad as some other ones. And then you've had this really big HP stat. You may be able to non-super effective special attacks. You might be able to survive. Fairy type ones like Flutter Mane are probably gonna plow through you. So that's just something to consider. So that's what a set like this is for. Well, again, also, and that's only if you have the fighting weakness. If you change to electric, you might have a better chance. But this set, again, electric, like I said, to get rid of that fighting weakness. If you add the special defense with the assault vest here instead of the booster energy, I think it's a good thing for this mon to survive against those fairy types, and other special attackers as well. Now you have a decent special defense. You have a great defense, great HP. Now you're surviving hits. You don't get the attack boost from having booster energy, but 140 base power attack is still great. If this was a format, if this had a different ability besides Quark Drive, and it didn't have a way to boost his attack, 140 would be fine. You wouldn't be thinking about ways to boost it necessarily. So I think this is good. You drop Protect for Ice Punch. It gives you some coverage because you can hit those. What are they called? The ground types that you're gonna struggle with a little bit because you're gonna be an electric type, obviously. You can hit those grass types if need be, because they are gonna resist your electric stab. Although they are not gonna resist close combat, so you can still potentially close combat them and get KOs. But if you don't want to sacrifice the defenses with close combat, you want to save that for something else, you can Ice Punch things. You can also hit those flying types, but Wild Charge is better for that. So Ice Punch is mostly for like grass and ground. Is there anything else I want to go over with this set? I think we've kind of covered the bases here. So yeah, two very standard sets, Assault Vest and Booster Energy for now. This one is going to be a little bit different in the spread a little bit. I know it looks the same on the screen, but you'll see the difference in a minute. Belly Drum and Citrus is a very common thing in VGC where you can put your Iron Hands or something like a Snorlax back in the day or whatever it is next to a Rage Powder user. The reason I think it can be more effective on this is because whenever people see Hariyama or they see Iron Hands, they know a fake out is coming. So potentially you can spend that first turn instead of clicking fake out by belly drumming when they protect for your fake out or switch out for your fake out. You can Rage Powder or Follow Me with the mon that you have on the side. So you could belly drum here, get the attack boost. Citrus Berry will activate it 50%. It'll get you back up to about 75% total health, which is really good for a mon that's this bulky. And then you have Wild Charge, Close Combat, and then you have Protect, right? The reason you have Protect is because then if you're next to a Rage Powder user, you can get your boost. You can potentially Protect to stop yourself from getting hit. Use your Rage Powder user to also Spore, whether it's Brute Bonnet or Amoonguss. Put something to sleep that's threatening you, and then start getting off these big hits. So even if you're not in Trick Room, this can be something that you use. And then under Trick Room, if you get this off, like if they were worried about the fake out so much, they just let you get Trick Room off with the secondary partner, trying to take it out because they know you can fake out, so they try to attack it with their other time, and you live, and you get the belly drum off. Now you're under Trick Room at a +6, and now you're ready to roll. It's going to be really bad for the opponent, really bad time for them. This one though is not gonna have the same speed as these. These one I put 0 speed because they're meant for Trick Room. They're meant for setting up Trick Room and then fighting under Trick Room. This one is also for that, but you can run it a little bit higher and potentially outspeed opposing Hariyamas and stuff like that, and blow them up before they can do anything. If you're both trying to play the speed game, so it's a good way to catch people off guard. The last set is gonna be, I wouldn't say a bad set because I'll show you something interesting with it. So it's the same set as this one, except it's not the Assault Vest, it's Booster Energy. The reason the fake out is back here is because you're gonna have a 220 Jolly Nature here. That gives you 107. So under Tailwind, this is meant to be played in Tailwind. You get to 214, and at 214 you are outspeeding Dragapult. You can't actually see it here. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. Oh, my big old head's still in the way. You will get, oh, there you go. So Dragapult is 213. In Tailwind, you get to 214. So you outspeed Dragapult under Tailwind with that much speed, Jolly 220. Which could be fun, Even base 50 speed Pokemon are can with Tailwind are getting the zooms, you feel me? So yeah, you can do that. You get your max attack. You can potentially Ice Punch a Dragapult right out the gate. you can outspeed a iron bundle that's not boosted with booster energy and speed, and hit it with wild charge, get that thing out of there. So there are some ways to use this set. You get a little bit HP. You put a little bit in special defense. If you want, you can put it all in special defense. It's up to you. But I think this is a fun little set to kind of use, especially in like best of ones, which the latter is, where you can catch people off guard or something like this. So you fake out Tailwind, and then boom, you start going fast and zooming up on stuff. As I said in that brief interruption earlier in the video, I wanted to go over 2 more sets because I don't think I did this thing's physical move pool enough justice as far as how versatile it can be. So here are 2 bonus sets that I think can be really good, really fun. So you can Terra Fairy, because I didn't really think it's play rough. So like both of these sets will kind of get rid of that fairy weakness altogether. So if you Terra into a fairy type, you then will be able to resist you won't take super effective damage, I should say, from other fairy types. What else? You can hit your dragon types, you can hit dark types, even though you could already hit dark types with close combat, but being able to hit like opposing dragon types, especially with like Dragonite being really popular right now, is good. Fairy physical stab is always really nice to have in this format. And then because you will develop a weakness to steel, you still have your close combat fighting stab to hit those. So play rough and close combat, fighting fairy stab cover each other very well. So I think this is something you could use. Obviously booster energy is the item here, but you can, for both of these, you can use booster energy or assault vest, but I think I like booster energy more for this one. Protect, and then you can go with either wild charge to keep 3 stabs, or you can go with fake out. I might go with fake out, but you could also get rid of protect and just go fake out with the 3 moves. So those are some options that you have. But that's one bonus set that I wanted to go over. The other one is actually really fun. So this one I kind of like the assault vest a little more, but you could also use booster energy on it. So you go with the Iron Head because again, that lets you hit the fairy types for super effective damage, right? But because Iron Head and Wild Charge both are resisted by opposing electric types, you go ahead and you make yourself Terra Ground and you can Earthquake. Now, if you want to use Terra Steel, that's fine too. I like that as well. You can definitely Terra Steel. But now, if you become a ground type, you hit the opposing electric types where your other 2 moves do not. And then, even though you have a weakness to ice type Pokemon, Iron Head covers for ice types. Earth is ground is also weak to water, but Wild Charge hits water types. So these 3 types cover each other very, very well. And for the 4th, you can do protect, close combat, or fake out. But these 3 here cover each other very well, and you get stab on 2 of them, depending on which one you Terra to, whether it's Earthquake or Iron Head. Like I said, I think I might lean to Terra into ground to hit the opposing electric types, hit opposing rock types as well, since you may not have close combat on this set. And again, like I said, Wild Charge covers for those water types, Iron Head covers for those ice types. So I think this is another really fun set. Yeah, I should have included these in the original version of this, but I don't know what I was thinking. But if you stuck around, depending on where I slot this in, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. So that's Iron Moth and Iron Hands. I really like Iron Hands. I'm probably going to use it on one of my teams to try to start the series if I can get these teams done. They've made the EV training archaic in a sense where you're going back to battling all those mons. Yeah, you can buy the vitamins, but they're so expensive compared to the amount of money you make in this game. Whatever, I'm rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new. For all the new subscribers, thank you for joining. For all the old subscribers, thank you guys for sticking around. I feel like too many YouTubers worry about only the new people, and they leave all their homies from day one behind. We're not rocking with that. So again, thank you to everybody. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.